What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Ulysses. Ulysses the Great, Ulysses the Wise, Ulysses the Microing his villages. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Loki Roki to top 10, also known as Regulate. It's a fun time to be alive. The map is Watering Hole. I'm excited to see these players play because this is one of the best Zeus players here, and I'm really excited to and I want to learn a little bit here about what he's gonna come up with in this game, especially from the Zeus sides of things. I think that this matchup can be quite difficult for the Zeus sides of things, just on the fact that you kind of have to be really aggressive and just kind of sacrifice your economy a little bit in this matchup in order to try and find a victory, because the Loki player is just going to go big. They're going to be big. It's going to be fun. It's going to be happy. It's going to be good times. On Watering Hole as well. High Hunt map. High Hunt map, generally speaking, means favorable for the Norse player. However, if you get a High Hunt map with Zeus, then things get just a little bit different, as we see the dwarf really wanting to come out there, even though he didn't have the resources for it. A little bit of delayed idle TC time, but this is going to be one of those situations here. We've got a really exposed gold mine here from our player Loki Roki top 10. Now, this does not necessarily mean game over. I feel like what you should do in these situations as Loki is delay Hall of Thanes, get yourself Throw an Axeman, get yourself Herser, and wall this off to all Bilio. You can just wall off here, and then you can try and kill off the units as they come in with some Throw an Axeman early. It's going to be a really good way to play this, but we'll see what Loki Roki is going to do. Maybe he's going to attempt to get over here, sneak this gold mine. There's probably going to be a gold mine down the bottom corner here that he can move to and sneak as well. A little cheeky wall on this location would go really far here, as we do see this village is struggling to jump onto that hippopotamus. I'm not sure what he's doing there, but I like this ox cart sharing. I want to talk a little bit about Norse efficiencies and things that Norse players can do a lot better. Is in the early game, if you see yourself having any amount of hunt close to this gold mine, any aggressive hunt, that's the hunt you should go for first. Leave this gazelle at the back here for later. Move forward, eat this hunt, save the ox cart, and you can even not build an ox cart on this wood villager here as well. Save all the ox carts until just before you advancing, if it's at all possible. And you're going to have a really fun game. As we see the temple coming up for Regulate here, he's going to be going to the next stage fairly soon. We're going to be seeing Ulysses throwing down his temple. It's a little bit late. This is going to be a 4:30 advance time, roughly, here from the Ulysses sides of things. The more we are seeing Zeus players play against Norse, the more Zeus players are realizing that the best way to go is to advance really quickly most of the time. 4:30 advances are kind of going to be a suboptimal advance in a lot of games, to be honest. And this temple might even not be up in time for a 4:30, even though he's got the food. But what I mean by suboptimal is it's just you're going to be just floating resources for no real reason. If you do go for this 4:30 advance, or if you're forced to go for this 4:30 advance based on based on the map, you don't have the resources to go for a faster advance, I do think you should really consider grabbing yourself Olympic parentage as you're advancing, and that way you're going to be out having a much better time. But it seems like Ulysses is doing something a little bit different here. He's got 4 villages on gold. He's got 6 villages on wood. He's got 6 villages on food. I'm not sure exactly what this means, but he's going for a very slow approach to this matchup, even though his opponent's got a really exposed gold mine. But obviously, Ulysses has not scouted that yet. He could have scouted it, but he has not scouted it just yet. So we see a lot of villages on this wood line over here for Loki Roki. He's going to be one to get like watchtowers, walls up, longhouses down, everything out. It's the Herser are going to be traveling across the map right now. And Ulysses here just about to hit the next age. He's still got lots of villages on gold. I'm not sure what this plan is. I mean, there's a great town center here with these these gazelle on this, but playing 2 town center play against Loki through Athena is oftentimes suicide. So I'm not sure if that's exactly what we're going to be seeing. I'm fairly sure we got to see the units coming out. Yeah, there we go. We get the Minotaur, we got the Jason, we get the Odysseus, we get the military academy coming down. And you can just see like lots of resources floating here as the Herso coming in onto this position. Villagers going to be shanking away as the Odysseus, Jason, excuse me, and the Odysseus just about to pop out. The Jason going to say, get out of here. And Regulate's going to be looking to get some damage done onto this temple as it's a little bit out of position here. I for one, am in favor of putting the temple in range of my town center at all costs because I don't like this happening. I'd rather just wall this off, spend the extra gold on a bit of a longer wall and have a good time there. As the Herso over here looking like they're getting a little bit caught out as Regulate needs to retreat away. He's going to be taking a lot of damage on that Herso, but should be able to get that one to safety here. 4.62 speed, a lot more than 4.3 speed, so should be able to get away from these no problems and get them healed back up. As Loki here, he is not really making anything out of this longhouse here. A little bit slow here, eating the line out in the middle of nowhere with no ox cart out there just yet. A little bit of chaos here for Loki starting off this game. Lots of favor, and the bank is going to be able to get himself his early Hall of Thanes here if he so chooses. There he goes with it. I do think that Hall of Thanes early in this matchup can be a little bit difficult to actually make work. And in this position here, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just get himself another ox cart over here and start eating this gazelle. Leave a handful of villagers on wood and put them all over onto food so he can pump out those Herso a little bit faster. But right now we see Ulysses. He's going to be moving in to this location here, and he sees the gold mine. He's like, well, I'm just going to attack this. If we move over to Ulysses' base, he's got himself double military buildings at this point. Lots of resources in the bank. The dwarves going to be retreating back. They do have the gold mine up here that they can move on to. Or Ulysses, excuse me, he knows that there's a gold mine over there, so he can easily move over and check that one out. Regulate's in a very, very difficult position here, but based on the choices he's made in this game. But now he moves in. He's got the Herso here. He's going straight after that Minotaur here as the Hall of Thanes has come through. The dwarf over here getting taken out over here as we do see the troll on this location. We see the Herso going to be retreating away. This Herso attempting to get back over onto the healing spring here as the troll is going to get taken out. A little bit of damage getting done as the micro is trying to come through from Regulate as best as he can, utilizing his Hall of Thanes here as this Herso going to get in onto that Minotaur, almost able to take that one down. We see one hoplite falling as the dwarves over here going to be gathering that gold mine on that location. One Herso down, one Minotaur down. These hoplite over here very much out of position, getting taken out very easily. Nice play thus far from Regulate, cutting Ulysses' army off here. And Regulate now mining this gold mine. He's going to be, I would actually stay over there in all honesty. If I could wall this off, continue fighting, it would be completely fine. But right now, Regulate making the decision to leave that location is actually, I mean, he's dropping some gold in here, but he's going to be in a tough position here as he's getting watchtowers up now. He's probably going to be okay. There's still there is still a, what do you call it? A restoration remaining here as the Katoskopots is going to be sitting on this location as Ulysses. I mean, this could be a bait, right? If Ulysses walks up here, one way that Regulate could play this is he could wall this off and trap the units up here away from the reinforcements as villagers here gathering food right in the face of Ulysses. He hasn't noticed it just yet. Ulysses moving in, trying to get some more damage. We do see some throwing axemen coming out here as the Herso. Their numbers are good. The watchtower here going to be getting some good damage done from afar here as a handful of units getting dealt over here. And we see a Valkyrie spawn here for Regulate. That's going to be absolutely huge moving forward. There's the restoration. The units immediately going to be falling. A handful of Herso and throwing axemen falling. But now we can see Regulate just going to simply sit underneath this location. No real problems where this is concerned. We do see the bolt on the Valkyrie, though. That's going to be a good bolt there from Ulysses to hold on as he's going to be retreating back. Thank you for the raiding party, Chemo. Hope your games went well. As Loki is just going to retreat off of this location. I still think a wall over here would be really good, but obviously the bait here, the bait of that location getting walled off is even better as Ulysses just hanging back here with his army. You do see that the Katoskopots over here has been attacked, and that might be a little sneaky signal for him to come in as the villagers still happily grabbing this zebra in the middle of the map. The army now pushing in. The army getting caught out of position. The Herso coming in onto the top of this location as well. We see one Herso, one hoplite over here almost getting taken out as the unit's trying to retreat back. Looks like Loki not really going for any sort of surround over here. If we move over onto Ulysses' perspective, he's actually cut units, it seems, or not really, is still standard units, just very low on population for some reason. Lots of resources in the bank. I thought maybe you would have been going to the next age, as it does seem like the Herso have to retreat back. But there is a Ulfsark in this army that is very much not needed here. It's slowing the army down quite a bit as the village is going to be retreating over onto this location. Medium hoplites is through for Ulysses though, so his hoplites just a little bit stronger here. We'll see what's going to happen. We still only have 2 military buildings here for our Loki player, Regulate. He definitely needs to get more buildings down if he's looking for fights here, especially because he's trying to eat elephants over on this location. As Ulysses spots this, this is absolutely huge here for Ulysses, and we do see the unit's going to be retreating away as the spy has come through onto this location, but the elephant going down is good there for Ulysses. Good fight, good move here. Regulate going to be attempting to retreat even further away from this location. We do see a handful of units coming onto this spot here as Ulysses trying to grab this hunt. It seems like what Ulysses could, what Regulate could do now is he knows the army's over here. He could just send all of his Hursa up onto this location. He's sending 6 Hursa over here to start putting some pressure on. We do have the Troll over here, which is going to be really, really big. The army here, the hero is out of position here for Ulysses. Means that this is going to be some big damage going to be coming through here onto this location as the Loki Hursa coming over here. We do see this Hursa needs to retreat back. The villagers on this location going to get caught out a little bit. There's a lot of units over here. We do see the villagers retreating, but that's going to be at least 1 villager kill, if not 2. There's a low HP villager over here. Got to be careful not to lose the Hursa as this raid is coming through. The Troll is still here, going to be able to do a lot of damage as the Hursa are going to be retreating away. We see the units coming in, lots of units over here though for Regulate here as the army moving forward onto this position, going to be looking to get onto this gold mine, but a really, really nice choke point here for Ulysses as Regulate needs to wait just a little bit before trying to engage over on this position as the army going to be coming back, maybe going to be able to get a little bit of a surround onto this one here as Regulate comes through. Ulysses has got the reinforcements coming in as well as the army going to be retreating, taking a lot of damage. More reinforcements coming in as it now decides to turn around. Regulate takes that opportunity there to retreat away as we see these Hursa are going to be moving back onto that elephant over there, trying to get a little bit of damage where that's concerned as lots of units coming out. I'm surprised we're seeing raiding cavalry coming through here for Loki. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The Hursa, he's got the upgrade for the Hursa, he's got the resources to produce the Hursa, he's got the buildings to produce all the Hursa, and Matt's Hursa will be able to win this army with a handful of thrown axemen to boot. As the Hursa coming in onto this location, we do see a handful of hoplites here are defending this one as the villagers going to come in and start shanking, but 2 villagers going down. A troll spawn here. The Hursa can literally just retreat there, leave the troll and win that fight. Basically, that's exactly what Regulate's going to be doing there as the dwarves on this location getting taken out as Regulate trying to retreat back, utilizing that tower as best as he can to help. We see a troll spawn, or not a troll spawn, a troll coming out of the temple here as the army retreating back in here to try and get onto those Toxotes in the back. But it looks like Regulate's army is getting completely it's just super confused. It needs to attack. It doesn't need to retreat. It doesn't need to run. It doesn't need to move. Just attack. Get the DPS down. But it looks like Ulysses here is making some really, really good ground here. Going to be taking out that ox cart as well as the dwarves coming in, trying to help out. The raiding cavalry come through with medium raiders. As it looks like Loki down to 79 population, Ulysses at 102 population here. As that's just a massive fight from Regulate. He needs to get this all sorted out just a little bit better, but not happening here as the raiding cavalry are going to be retreating away, and we see these Toxotes just hanging out here. The hoplites coming in as well, going to be taking down the longhouse as well. As more dwarves coming out of this location. We've got some trolls coming through here. We'll see if this is going to be enough to hold on. That Odysseus is super strong here. Doesn't have Olympic parentage like I said it probably should. This longhouse will stay alive for a little bit as more raids coming through as the trolls trying to be a little bit annoying here on this location. But it looks like Ulysses has moved over here, getting these zebra, moving over onto this location, getting the crocodiles as well. But honestly, at this point, it's just been army control difference at this point. Ulysses' army control just that little bit stronger than Regulate's. And Regulate now, he's in a rough position, plenty of resources in the bank, but no production, and he's deciding to go away from Hursa, which I don't understand that in this position here. Maybe he knows something that I don't know. As houses going down, the army going to be moving up onto this gold location over here to push off of this gold mine, and this could be game over here for Loki. He's got plenty of resources in the bank to make a full army, so retreating off that gold mine is not going to be the worst thing in the world. However, he's losing houses. He's about to get population blocked as the trolls here still coming through. Maybe getting hammer troll or something wouldn't go astray as the hoplite's going to take down a couple of those dwarves over there. As the troll on this location going to take a little bit of damage here as you do see the raiding cavalry trying to get some good damage done. The tower on this location going to be going down here as the Toxotes getting some big damage onto this location. It seems like the units retreating back over here. The house is all taken down. The tower taken down. This gold mine is controlled over here as well as the dwarves are going to try and sneak back up onto this gold mine for the time being here. As Ulysses has got what seems to be a commanding position here, but the score is still incredibly tight here as Ulysses is 115 to 115 population. He's got his farms set up and the houses still going down here as Regulate needs to rebuild these. One thing that I kind of suggested when you're against Zeus in this matchup as a Norse is to try and build your houses around your town center, one farm length away from your town center. That allows you to build farms. It allows you to keep your houses safe and not have these sorts of positions, these sorts of problems here. As the Arrows of the Alpha was a relic that was picked up for Regulate going out, which means this tower is going to be a little bit less useful here in this game, as we do see these raiding cavalry getting taken out, as well as Regulate's trying to snipe units, trying to find his way back into this game. As the raiding cavalry are going to swing in here, try and take down that Odysseus. The trolls here are going to be getting a lot of good damage done, as both of those towers have been taken out. The raiding cavalry retreating away. Loki's got lots of food in the bank, but he needs the gold income. Does he have himself pickaxe? Yes, he does. Again, a wall here would go really, really far, but it's just not happening just yet, as the troll going to be retreating away here. We see the armory coming up here for Loki. As the Toxote going to come in onto this location, getting some good damage done. We do see the raiding cavalry coming in onto this location here, as Regulate trying to get some good damage done, but not able to do so just yet. We do see the ox cart getting taken out here. This is going to be lots of pain here for Regulate, trying to retreat that ox cart as best as he can. Oh, no, he's not. It's just retreating of its own accord, as the dwarves are kind of sitting here idly by. Looks like the Regulate ox cart finally pulling back. No, it might go down here as well, and that's going to be very, very annoying, as more units going to be coming through here for Ulysses to push off that gold mine. But Bragi now coming through for Loki. Is managing to get there, as Ulysses as well probably going to be finding his way to the heroic age very, very soon. Here is the raiding cavalry trying to take out those villages over here, but the hoplites coming through. The problem here for Regulate is normally when you hit the heroic age as Loki, you've got tons of Urso to click Bragi to get a whole bunch of myth unit spawns. But in this position, even with the army that Regulate's got, it's half myth units. He's sitting at 88 population. It's half myth units, and he doesn't have the Herser to get those myth unit spawns out. Does he have any armory upgrades here? I don't think he does. No armory upgrades at all. Ulysses doesn't either, though. We see a second town center coming down for Ulysses as well. Not going to be doing anything too crazy here in this game, as the temple is just about to pop up. Bragi coming through just as these villagers grabbing the gold mine here. Will the temple get up in time? It looks like it just barely will get up in time. Yes, it does just barely get up in time, as the raiding cavalry are going to come in onto this position. I imagine that Regulate's going to go for an immediate... no, he's happy to just hold here for a little bit. Hold off. We do see the dwarves over on this gold mine here, grabbing that, being very, very sneaky here, as the raiding cavalry are going to be retreating away. More snipes onto these dwarves here, as Ulysses is still playing this very, very nicely here. There's the Dionysus, though, for Ulysses. He does have bronze now to kind of counter the flaming weapons just a little bit, and normally it doesn't work so well, but without the help of those Herser, I think the bronze might actually win out on this flaming weapons versus bronze fight here. Again, Regulate here is bringing those raiding cavalry back into his army, and squashing it all in. He should just leave the raiding cavalry off on the side to get in onto a surround on the back, and leave the throwing axemen there to kind of fend for themselves a little bit here, as it looks like Loki going to be attempting to push in. But look at this micro, look at this control from Ulysses. He's trying to make sure that he's always got a retreat path of some variety to have a defensive position here, as there's just no angle here for Loki to get in. As we see the longhouse coming down, there's no market coming through here just yet. As the temple is going to get taken out, we see a Hydra coming in. 2 Battle Boar are in here, as Loki doesn't have any Pierce upgrades just yet. The Dwarf getting taken out here as well, as it looks like he's getting back into this position here with these raiding cavalry, and it's just not a good position to be in with the raiding cavalry in these small choke points as he's coming in. There's heavy Toxotes as well, as flaming weapons gets clicked here. Bronze gets clicked as well, and Ulysses knows his army is incredibly strong here. The only thing missing here for Ulysses would be a Heracles at this point. If he could get Heracles out to deal with those myth units, he'd be in a really, really good position. See, the Hydra now has 2 heads, as well as those trolls trying to get some good damage done. We do see one Jason goes down. Loki here with 40 population, or 40 favor in the bank. No Herser here for any myth unit spawns, as the army here for Ulysses staying very strong. 65 population for Regulate to 120 population for Ulysses, and Regulate taps out here, ladies and gentlemen. You have to ask the question, why did Regulate decide to go away from that Herser composition that was working so well in the early game? Yes, maybe he ran out of food just a little bit, but I feel like if he had eaten these elephant, he would have been able to eat these elephant if he'd continued to make those Herser en masse, thrown a couple more military buildings down, made his full population of Herser, got to the heroic age and been able to use flaming weapons with Herser, then this is a lot more troublesome for Ulysses, in my opinion. But going in with raiding cavalry here, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense with Loki against this matchup here. Raiding cavalry, in all honesty, raiding cavalry, while they do counter Toxotes, they don't counter Toxotes at the same time. The point at which raiding cavalry start really countering archers is once you have heavy cavalry and iron shields. That's a lot of upgrades to have, but once you have them, then the Toxotes stop working completely. Alternatively, Huskarl are actually your answer to heavy Toxotes. The real benefit of raiding cavalry is mostly just to pick off the Toxotes when they've got low numbers. If the opponent's got low numbers of Toxotes, then yes, you can make the raiding cavalry work. Beyond all of this, the big thing is that Herser, when they have Hall of Fames, technically are a counter archer. What makes, or they're technically a cavalry unit, excuse me. What makes a unit a cavalry unit is not the fact that that hoplites get bonus damage against it. It's that they have the speed to dodge the arrows while they move in and attack the Toxotes. So when we take a look at this game even more with a finer detail, when those raiding cavalry are moving in to attack the Toxotes, if the hoplites manage to get any amount of damage onto any of the raiding cavalry slow down, and then the Toxotes start doing DPS before the raiding cavalry get in there. That's called snaring. And that's actually what we were seeing quite a lot of here by Ulysses, and why he was winning these fights so well. You can kind of use raiding cavalry if you can micro them well enough so that they're not getting snared. They can get in and get the damage done onto the Toxotes before the DPS starts. But that's just how the game works here. And Ulysses gets a really big win here against Regulate. Nice play. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.